Hello, and welcome to this Let's Play of FTL. I'm Captain Elevon. It's been a year since I last did one of these, and in that time Subset Games have released the FTL Advanced Edition. But for this particular run-through, because I'm somewhat rusty, I'm just going to do a run-through of the standard content, the original content. However, I will be changing it up a little bit, and I will be doing this particular run-through in the Osprey, which is the Federation Advanced Cruiser. It differs from the Kestrel in that, obviously, this has got a different crew layout, but it also has an advanced artillery beam, which, as you can read, it's a slow to fire, extremely slow to fire beam, which penetrates all shields except for the Zoltan Super Shield and does damage. It can't be aimed specifically, you can't tell it which rooms to target, but it is a very, very powerful weapon. I do have the alternate Federation cruiser layout unlocked, but for this particular run-through, I'm just going to stick with the standard Osprey. So let's rename it to the Skyroad, and rename this chap to being me. I'll also be rearranging the other crew members. I would normally prefer to have the Rockman operating the shields, the NG operating the engines, and the Mantis operating the weapons. That way, the Rockman, who is slower than the others, can more easily reach other parts of the ship if I need to repel boarders. The Mantis being very fast, it's not so bad that he's, if he is at one extreme end of the ship. And the NG, looking after the engines, they're probably one of the most important subsystems to keep going, and so that's where I'll be putting him. Right. So let's make those changes. One of the features that was added throughout the entire game by the Advanced Edition is the ability to save and recall crew positions. That's very, very useful, and can do it with just a click of a button. There we go, get everything necessarily fired up. Let's take a look at the beacon map. So, it looks like we've got a couple of good supernodes, this one here and this one bush, which will reveal a lot of information about the surrounding system, especially this one. And then we've got a couple of nebula nodes, nebula beacons, which are close to the exit. So that'll be a nice place just to slow down the rebel advance towards the end of our travels through this sector. Let's jump to the first beacon and see what awaits us. Okay, this is a... we don't really have the scrap to take advantage of anything that we could buy from him, so let's shoot him down. We need the equipment. Let's take out the shields first. I don't want the missile launcher hitting us too much. For that kind of reason, let's knock the shields down again. Okay. go, sort of knock down his shields. Artillery is about to fire. No surrender. Okay, so that's a good collection of resources to continue our journey with. At least at this stage of the game, that's a good collection of resources. 2 distress beacons and a store. My word, that's a lot going on there. I think I'll probably hit these 2 distress beacons and then maybe get to that store. I might do these 2, this beacon, then the store, and then come around this way. But it'll depend a lot on how far the rebels have reached by that point. Okay. Ship struggling through the asteroid field. Unfortunately, we don't have any of the equipment to really help them. Oh. Yeah, just a little bit of scrap for our efforts, and the sadness that we weren't able to save them. Okay, the next distress beacon. Ah, yes. Give them a fuel and some missiles that probably can't use, but if nothing else, it will act as a useful thing to sell. And I think we're probably going to need to go to the store directly. So I'm just trying to calculate this. I think we'll be okay if we do this. Possession of an enemy ship intact. Unfortunately, that would normally require the use of the teleporter, so that I can send people over as a boarding party, which I don't have. So I'm going to just not take part in that. Okay. So, see what we've got for sale. Sell that breach missile. 63. Unfortunately, isn't enough to buy drone control. Could buy this, but again, we'd need to power up the ship for that. So I think what I'm just going to do is make sure I've got a bit more fuel and fix all of my damage. And then what I will also do at this point is bump up the engine to increase my evasion. Because slightly more evasion means that Elrond and Maloney will be getting their skill points faster and increase the evasion even more, which will actually come in handy later on. Anyway, let's jump away from these encroaching rebels and see what's next. Okay, so we've got an unshielded rebel automated scout. It may have a cloaking device. It's got a missile launcher and a 1 or 2 point burst laser. No cloak, so I should be able to just also 3-shot burst laser. So hopefully, looks like it might fire before me or at the same time. Okay, let's get my oxygen fixed. And then fix the artillery. Okay. good amount of material overall. I do like these double dipping events where you get scrap from the ship you defeated and scrap from the grateful people you rescued. Yeah, it's almost fixed. There we go. Right. On to the next beacon. Okay, again, missile launcher. So we want to take out those weapons first to try and reduce our exposure to that. Oh, 2 misses. That's good. Okay, and their shields. And finally, gone. Okay, more good stuff. I might not be able to get to this one, but I'll certainly be able to get onto this nebula location. They're going to attack us. Entirely burst laser armed, but you've got enough of it to be quite dangerous. Not so dangerous if they miss, which I'm quite happy for them to do. I don't mind them having this heavy laser available, because the damage and regeneration of the shield is giving Fredericks points in shield operation. And the artillery beam has the final word in this particular battle. Okay, more stuff. Oh, another store. We don't really have the again, we're lacking the scrap to buy the drone control system, which is usually the first store-bought item I get. And I would have had it if I hadn't done those upgrades earlier, but I might not have been missed by those some of these attacks earlier. Yeah, drone comes with a system repair drone here. None of these weapons I particularly want. It might be handy to hire Davian. But at the moment we've got the crew, all the crew we need for the time being. When we start getting the teleporter, then I'll start thinking about I probably will acquire some crew members naturally between now and when I get the teleporter. So yeah, let's fix that and just save our pennies otherwise. Yeah, let's hop into the nebula. Attack the pirate. This pirate's nasty. Right, so he's got a free shot laser and a mini beam. Quite a dangerous combination. I have to hit that his guns again, I think. Oh, I think that must be on fire. Let's just help that on a bit. No surrender from you. I'm not interested. And it's goodbye from them. Yeah, if I'd actually captured the ship intact, then I probably would have gained a drone schematic from them, but... Okay, so judging by this, the exit beacon will be overtaken by the rebels' next jump. Given my current state, I really want to avoid the confrontation with an elite rebel ship, because even I'll probably survive anyway, but it will do me a lot more damage than I might have, and cost me a lot more to repair than I would probably have gained from going to these other beacons. Okay. I think we will attack them. Heavy laser and mini beam. So let's get my Thankfully, after that first time, the cycles of these two weapons don't particularly match up. So would help if I reactivated the burst laser. Okay. And the artillery is about to fire. I'm sure causing them no end of extra problems. Let's just add on to their unfortunate situation more. And the final blow. Okay. So, as we're about to jump out from Sector 1, I'll end this here, and I'll see you next time on Let's Play FTL.